Hello and welcome to Tripod Studios' pitch for Royal Quest. Royal Quest is a top-down puzzle dungeon style game where players have to find and rescue the king and queen. The king and queen have been taken captive and players must play as Jack and rescue them before time runs out. To do this, Jack must navigate through perilous traps, move obstacles, and solve puzzles to open passageways of the castle dungeon on his path to rescue the king and queen. Gameplay will consist of 5 levels, each one increasing in difficulty. Players will have 15 minutes in which to complete all 5 levels and rescue the king and queen. Each level will contain a puzzle that must be solved in order to advance. An example of this would be 4 switches that have to be activated in the right sequence to open the door. There will also be traps that the player must navigate to continue. An example of this would be a pressure plate floor section in which the wrong steps would release a poison dart trap. All of these could be solved with information given inside of the levels. Our intent was to design a game that is both fun and to promote critical thinking and a race against the clock. The main demographic for our game would be children ages 5 and up. It's not meant to be a very difficult game, so almost anyone can play it. The platform it's releasing on would be mobile, so for iOS and Android. That way you can save the king and queen while you have some downtime anywhere you are. And it's meant to be a single player game, but that doesn't mean you can't work together with someone on one phone. For our mechanics, we have the timer, and the timer is there to always give a sense of urgency to the player. You will have 15 minutes to get through all 5 levels, and if time runs out, you lose. For disperse, sometimes there will be obstacles in your path, and you can push them out of the way so that you can move on, or you can use them in solving the puzzles ahead of you. Choice is always something the player should have, and this time you get to choose your path and how you tackle puzzles. Making the wrong choice could be fatal. If you don't like your situation, or maybe you just want to restart and get the fastest time, you can just restart from the beginning of the level. Eventually, you'll come across some locked doors in the game, and you'll need to find a switch somewhere nearby to open the door. It could be one switch, or it could be a few different switches that have to be activated in the right sequence. And here are some similar games to what we have envisioned. Something like Slay the Spire, Dragon Quest, Pixel Dungeon, Infinite Dungeon, just to name a few of those. Here are a few examples of level layout for our game. Now this is just a mock-up, but this is how it would kind of look. The start spot is labeled J down there at the bottom center left, and the player would go through the door ahead of them, go straight up, and then they would choose to either go right or left, deactivating the traps with the switches until they get to both the king and queen. This is an example of an early level, so like level 1, it would be pretty easy. And this would be an example of a medium difficulty puzzle. Multiple pathways that the player can choose. There's traps on both sides, but they both reach the same goal. And this would be an example of a hard difficulty puzzle with the pitfalls that the player could fall into and a giant puzzle box that would need to be solved by pushing blocks onto the correct spot. So thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our game. Thank you and have a great day.